everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Carol from Practical Mystic, and thanks for joining me today and being here as I continue my series on the master numbers and the lessons that each of those master numbers need to learn. Today we will be focusing on number 22-4, and the information I will be sharing comes from my personal experiences, my studies, my teachings, my clients, and my students, all of numerology. Now, of the four master numbers, if you don't know what they are, there are 11. We've discussed that number in a previous video. 22, which we're going to be doing here. There are two others, 33 and 44. Right now, there seems to be a greater amount of 22-4s incarnated on the earth plane. If you're going to study numerology and the master numbers, you're going to find out that 22-4 has been labeled as the master builder, and it has both feminine and masculine qualities, the 2 representing the feminine receptive and the 4 the masculine forces. Like any opposite, the goal for you, my 22-4 people, are to integrate these two energies in order to establish a more compatible working vibration. Know when to use the receptive, know when to use the outward forces. And when you do, and you integrate these, you'll find that you're much more productive and a happier camper. The 22-4s now are often born into family situations that are deemed maladjusted. The family dynamics may lead to very painful and emotional experiences for the 22-4 path number. Now, this pain does serve a purpose. When you understand it, it's the choice of accepting what is. Why, and often we question, why am I different from those in my family? Why did I choose this family? Why am I here? And the acceptance of what is, or you can say, I need to escape from these difficulties, and it is said through understanding this vibration or with any lesson that you are here to learn, you are going to stop the personal growth processing by avoidance of the pain level. But when you allow the suffering and indifference to occur, you will develop a sense of your own who you are, your own awareness, your own inadequacies, your own strength, and those of others, of course, in your immediate family. Quite often, master numbers 22-4s become the adult child in their family dynamics. Now, with all of that said, all your lessons learned can lead you to what the hallmark key word is for the 22-4, and that is individuality and authenticity. Being happy with who you are, not avoiding who you are. And what we find along this personal path of self-discovery is that the myth that we may have woven along with our ego to placate ourselves, to placate others, struggling for acceptance, and of course, needing validation and to be loved, we finally release that garment when we empower ourselves with the true master number of the 22 and say, I am content, I am okay with who and what I am. At that point, you have tapped into your power. Okay, enough said. Let's go ahead and look at the worksheets that I have made for everyone to follow along here and maybe take some screenshots, because if you're a 22-4, I do have quite a bit of information. So let's begin. Master number 22, which is a higher octave of the 4. Realize that it is okay and quite natural for you to vacillate with both of those energies. Masterful, creative, spiritual, and understanding are all key words for the master number 22-4. This master number must find balance in their life, having to work in both the spiritual world and the mundane. The number 22 has been linked to the planets Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Those are known as transpersonal planets. Number 4 corresponds more to Uranus and the Sun. Each of these 4 planets bring an energy into the individual's life. And here you go. This is very important. The Sun, you will say, I sustain vitality. And to understand the power of the Master 22, your key is for self-expression of this vitality. Uranus, I provoke change. The key to freedom and independence is through Uranus. Neptune, I inspire vision. That's your key to purify your desires. And Pluto, I generate new life. That is your key to self-mastery. The master number 22 individual is asked to take care of others in a transcendental way. It does so by defining and most often denying the lower self through trial and error on a persistent path of self-awareness and self-sacrifice. As I noted in the beginning of this video, one finds their way to the higher self. It is through your own self-knowledge that you are capable of detecting and understanding the unstated needs, ambitions, emotions, and motives of others. Here is caution. It's quite natural for it's advisable that you guard against your own projections when assisting others connecting with this unconscious. This is all having to do with additional personal growth, self-discovery, and understanding that oftentimes we do project what we believe are their ambitions, their emotions, their motives, and it's ours projected onto them. This is learned as you grow. Having the qualities of master number 11, all of you who are 22s learn those lessons of life path number 11. You are now here to take all the inspirational intelligence of the 11 and bring it into manifestation using both your conscious and unconscious mind. Your determination and organizational abilities and your creative aspirations must now take form. This can be on the material and or spiritual plane. 22s are tireless workers. They are supportive, they're dedicated, they're loyal, they're generous, and emotionally very sensitive individuals. Some may hide their sensitivity, but they are very, very sensitive. When the integration of the higher self lives harmoniously within and without, when you are awakened, 22s can be known as the practical mystics. Here are the insights. The 22-4 personality needs to question their reasons, motives, and or intentions when embarking upon a life-changing activity. For your life purpose contract is to give service. It's to guide, build, teach, and be an example of higher aspirations and understanding for humanity. Now here you see I put a star. Having established tangible security helps them achieve and live this objectives more easily. And what I mean by that is 22-4s, when they feel, let's say, secure in your personal financial situation. You have a roof over your head, you have money in the bank, and most of all, you are content in who you are, what you are, let's say happy in your own skin, then this higher aspiration seems to be achieved much more easily. You are here to take the idealistic dreams of the 11-2 and build a solid foundation for the world to live upon. Remember to communicate effectively. Cooperation is also important, and showing patience and respects for different beliefs, cultures, and ideas, as you will likely be working with different nationalities. You have the opportunity to achieve greatness during this lifetime, whether in large corporations, organizations, financial institutions, or your own personal business, you being a spiritual teacher, occult practitioner, and all areas of mysticism. Here are your lessons. Take small steps at a time and be patient with self and others. Find and maintain stability. Don't over-cooperate and lose sight of your objective. Guard against stubbornness and rigidity. Overcoming feelings of inadequacy. Learn to completely love yourself as you are right now. Relaxing into higher frequency and mode of power. Overcoming codependent tendencies. Use the hard lessons you learned in childhood for your benefit. Be a teacher to one or the many, but teach when you can. All your spiritual abilities and knowledge must be used to advance others as well as your own evolution in consciousness. 22s will go on to become 33s. Have and teach the highest morals, to have courage, devotion, integrity, and compassion for all life. Now, here is some additional information that are all tied in to the 22-4. The spiritual influences are the tarot, the Fool 022, and the Emperor, card number 4. The 22 is super consciousness and the 4 is conscious existence. And here they are for those of you who are not familiar with the tarot. The 0, which we will talk about here very shortly, in the Fool card is in the beginning, and it is also the 22nd card of the 22 cards in the section of what is considered the major arcana. The number 4 here is the Emperor, and as you can see, it has more dynamic, more energy, more strength, even in the stone structure with the ram's head, than it does with the free spirit of the Fool. Okay. The interpretation of the Fool number 022, beginning and end, or Alpha and Omega. The 0 is the life force. It is the spirit soul before entering, and 22 having lived and learned the 21 paths of the major arcana. All of this represents completion of a full cycle of evolution. The 22-4 must sleep into life and take daring chances into uncharted domains. Realize that you will be protected. Realize that Spirit is always guiding and behind you. All right, let's go on with the 22-4. Your inner light believes that life holds unlimited potential. You hold the ability to enlighten others of their unknown potential and spiritual essence. You first must believe and claim your vast abilities. The key is in releasing past experiences and letting go of preconceived ideas of what or who you are or identified us as. Trust your instincts and what's inside. What I'm trying to convey here is that we all have baggage. Releasing that baggage, letting it go, even if you don't understand it fully. There is a part of the 22-4 that is somewhat of a perfectionist and has to understand it fully, when sometimes it is a waste of time and not necessary. Releasing the past when you claim it and you have identified that it is part of you, but you don't have to tie it to you endlessly. Let it go. Also, what you believe and how others have identified, labeled, or called you. Trust your instincts and what's inside. Go inside. Now for the Emperor, it represents the material world. Remember, you're going to be living on both planes, absolutely. This enables the 22 vibration to have reason and order in the material world. Orderly progression of power. It'll give you the ability to manage and oversee. This can be a stabilizing influence, as life path number 22 have a highly sensitive nervous system, absorbs energy in its surroundings, and it receives information in multiple ways. I always tell 22-4s to use a protective light, especially when they're going into any situations like a trauma center, a hospital, any kind where other people's emotions and feelings are resonating in the essence of the air, and you're going to absorb that. So cover yourself, protect yourself. Learn to bring your antennas down. It is also said to give the master number 22 physical stamina and a strong constitution of the body. So the 4 is an asset. The Fool corresponds to Uranus. Again, remember, even the number 22 does. And the Emperor corresponds to the sign of Aries, ruler of the planet Mars. So what you're looking at here is water and fire. Initially, people will say, well, they don't mix, but they do. They have to cooperate. One needs the other. When water is ice cold and it's unfeeling, unresponsive, you put a little heat under it and it starts melting and giving of itself. It softens up. When fire is out of control, the water can go and make a boundary so it is sustained, that it doesn't overtake and destroy. The cooperation of water and fire is instrumental in the learning and productivity of the 22-4. It is karmic in nature, and you find sometimes a lot of 22-4s if they are a water sign attracted to the fire, and if you are a 22-4, a fire sign, you're attracted to the water. It's all karmic. Many individuals who are master numbers 22-4 have strong connections, influence of the sun sign Scorpio, whose ancient ruler is Mars and current ruler is Pluto, which we establish from the beginning are all part of the transpersonal planets. All right, everyone, that's going to wrap it up. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.